What's going on, guys? This is Ace Approved here, and I'm gonna give you guys part two of some cheap V8s to get. I'm gonna just go over four different vehicles here, just to give you guys a cheap, alternative, to get an expensive, closer to brand new or a newer V8. These are obviously going to be cheap. These are obviously going to have some miles on it. These are also going to be older, but these are relatively, you can find under 10 grand. Obviously, it's going to depend on where you live, but at least where I live in Michigan, and a lot of stuff is a lot higher here. We're an automotive state, and usually prices are a lot higher over here. So I know if you live on like the West Coast, down south, hell, I mean, even if you live in like Chicago area or anything like that, it's going to be cheaper than what it is here. So let's get into it. First up is the 2004 Jaguar XJ Vanderplast. And I will say, for this mileage here, only 53K, and they only want 10 grand for it, is actually kind of crazy. And as we look at the pictures here, we can see that it is a very clean car. It is producing 294 horsepower coming from a 4.2 liter V8. It has a 6-speed automatic, only coming in at about 3,800 pounds, and the torque is 303 pound-feet of torque. So definitely not a slouch. Obviously not the fastest car in the world either, but I mean, for the price, and it's luxurious. I mean, again, you guys know how I feel about Jaguar, British cars in general. They're not, the best when it comes to reliability, but this is definitely a car I would even consider. I mean, this is a pretty clean car. I can't even, disagree on this. Like, it looks really good. Newer tires. They cleaned up the engine bay here, the plastic cover bullshit. And I mean, it's a pretty clean car. I can't deny. You see the guy right here. That's pretty funny. And it's a pretty clean car. I can't get mad at, if you want this car. Next up is the 2005 Pontiac Bonneville GXP. Now, it's actually funny because I was actually looking at these. I'm going to just get it off rip. The transmissions are not the best on these. The 4-speed transmissions are not the best. They haven't been the best on these, or like the Impala SS's or the Grand Prix. It's just a lot of power for the transmissions, but for the most part, if you take care of the transmission, you should be all right. But I mean, it's a pretty clean car. I mean, like, as you see here. And it does have a V8, like I said. It has a 4.6 liter V8. I believe it's the North Star V8. I do like the dash. I always liked these dashes on these Pontiacs, the GXP. Is that I like the white. Like, I really do like that. I don't know why. It's different, Pretty clean in the inside. The horsepower numbers in this is, I believe, 275 horsepower. Like I said, made it to a 4-speed automatic. It is front-wheel drive. Only about 3,800 pounds, and the torque about 300 pound-feet of torque. So, again, not a slow car. And we already got the red painted calipers. That's from factory. It's not a slow car with the quad exhaust. I do like that. It's definitely a sportier car. I'm not gonna say it's a full-blown sports car, obviously, but definitely it's a clean. You can say it's a sports sedan. I guess, yeah, you can say it's a sports sedan. It's clean. This one's definitely clean. I'm very shocked in the condition that this one is in. Yeah, even the buttons still look good. And see, like, I like that. I really do like that. I don't know why, but I do. I just like that. It's different. You don't see that. A white dash and the red lettering. Like, I really do like that. Oh, man. Oh. Obviously, this needs some TLC. Yeah, that's not good. Definitely, probably somebody was smoking in that. Really, this only happens when people smoke in it. And it's pretty sad that people would do that to a vehicle, but, I mean, a little TLC, I mean, you can fix this. A little stains here, but I mean, all in all, it's a pretty decent car. Needs some headlight restoration. I mean, that's what you expect from an 05. I mean, stuff like that you're gonna have to restore. It's showing everything. I mean, this is a pretty clean car. Next up, we have the 2008 Mercedes-Benz CLS 550 or 550. Off rip, if you guys don't know how the German car manufacturers work, at least how it used to, nowadays it's not true, but like for example, like with this, it says CLS 550. That means that it has a 5.5 liter engine, and obviously that's a V8. So when you see like CLK 500, that's a 5.0. C63, that's a 6.3 liter. Nowadays, it's not the truth anymore, but that for the most part, that's basically what it means. So now, if we look at this is a pretty clean. It's a pretty clean car for the most part. I mean, it's definitely something I would get. Obviously, though, I'm biased when it comes to this because I mean I have a Mercedes, so. But I definitely would own this. They're fairly reliable. The V8 is producing 308 horsepower with 391 pound-feet of torque. It is rear-wheel drive, so this is a sedan that is rear-wheel drive. I know these pictures aren't the clearest, but I mean, it is what it is. We're just going to have to make it work. For the most part, I mean, this is a pretty clean car. I believe this is an 08, so I think it has the 7-speed automatic. So that's also good. It has the older steering wheel, which is kind of what my generation has. And, I mean, the memory seats. I mean, it's a Mercedes, you know what I mean? You still can get luxury features, and it's not a slouch. I can tell you that. I mean, 382 horsepower with 391 pound-feet of torque. I mean, it's not a slouch. I promise you that. The weight is a little heavy, coming in at 4,000 pounds. But I mean, it's a luxury sedan. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is. You know, and only $7,000 for 136,000 miles. I mean, like I said, it's a fairly reliable car. Not much tuning, but I mean, there is a lot more tuning when it comes to the 5.5 liter V8s. Lastly, is a car that has been on my radar for the longest, and I might take a jump on this one. This is a 2012 Hyundai Genesis 5.0 R-Spec. These cars do not get enough appreciation. And the fact that this is only 10 grand, 94,000 miles with a 5.0 V8. Now, Hyundai, I don't know if they didn't market this car correctly or what they did, but man, dude, this is a badass car. This is a badass car. You know, and when I tell you the horsepower numbers and stuff, you're going to be pretty impressed. And these cars do have a good amount of tuning potential. Now, this is a sedan. It's a luxury sedan. Obviously, it's a Genesis. It's not the Genesis Coupe from this generation, which would be the sports car, but this is more impressive to me than those, for sure. These come with a 5.0 V8, like I said. The curb weight is 4,000 pounds, but it comes in at 429 horsepower. Made it with 376 pound-feet of torque to an 8-speed automatic. When I say these cars are like rockets, these cars are rockets. They're such sleepers. You wouldn't even expect this to be fast. And when you, oh my God, I heard these straight pipe. Oh my God, it sounds insane. Coming from a Hyundai, like, and I own a Kia. So, you know what I mean? And my Sorento sound good, but that's for a V6. So a V8, Korean V8, this is insane. I really wanted to get one. But it was just hard for me to find one near me or for my price point. But yeah, these are badass cars. These really are, you know, and if anyone owns one, you're a lucky man. Cause these, you don't see these on the road, and that's what I like. I like cars that you don't see on the road. Like, easily, I could have gave you guys like a Mustang, a Corvette, a Camaro, but I'm trying to give you guys cars that nobody owns, so you can be different or make it unique. You know, I'm just trying to give you guys different options. Now, obviously, if you want to go crazy and tune, then obviously get a Mustang, get a Camaro, get all that. But if you want to be something different or own something different that not everybody has, or if you pull up to a meet or something, these are cars I'm trying to show you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed enough.